Hey, what up, guys? It's Anit here to bring you some new updates for Patreon, as well as my usual shoutouts. You know, what I always do whenever something new comes up, or when a certain time passes and I need to do a shoutout. So, yeah, um, check on the corner side of the screen. You'll see the new latest additions to Patreon. Anything that you see that interests you, make sure to check it out. And yeah, anyway, let's just get to the shoutout. For the first shout out, as always, Alexander Kraniv. Number 2 is Christopher Wagner. By the way, I'm just saying, by no means is it like one person better than the other from least to great. No, it's not like that. It's just how my Patreon sets it up. But yeah, and next is Cody Fox. Disciple. Sorry if I say your name. Disable, something like that. After that is D Master XD, Ishinglen Enzi, In Need of Church, Crakes, unless it's Cray X, I'm assuming anyway. Next is Lukmal, Pastel, and our newest addition, Snookies13. Appreciate you joining the Patreon. After that is Typhlosion Productions. I don't know why I butchered that. Excuse me. But yeah, so that's it for our Patreon so far. Hopefully you and guys decide to join the Patreon, but regardless whether you do or don't, I still love you anyway. So yeah, if you happen to see anything right now on the corner that catches your attention, go over to my Patreon. Link is in the description. And yeah, hopefully to see more of you guys over there. It's either sooner or later. But yeah, other than that, that's it for the Patreon. See you guys all in the review. Peace. What up, guys? Any tier guild forever. If you can't tell by my voice, yeah, I was crying, dude. Like, I was crying. I'm still not even completely recovered from that, because this movie hit me so hard in the feels. Like, you haven't... Dude, like... I cried again. Like, after I stopped the recording for the reaction, I cried again. I'm gonna say this once. I don't care what anyone says. You can kiss my ass. Wolf Children is possibly the best movie I've seen for the 1K special. Better than the Fate movie. Possibly in the top 3 of my favorite animated movies. Top 3 or top 5 for sure. The most beautiful movie. This shows how painful, it's a roller coaster of emotions. This movie shows you how amazing it could be to raise children, whether it's just 1 or 2. I keep saying show. This movie really tells you the experience of raising a child, regardless with the fantasy bit involved with it being wolf children. But it does go into the explanation of dealing with the complications with kids that happen to be part wolf. It does a very good job at showing the problems, the benefits, the obstacles and roller coasters you gotta go through in order to raise these kids the way they were meant to. And throughout the entire journey, the mother just kept wondering over and over if what she's doing is right or if she even made the proper decision. And even toward the end, the mother still wasn't sure whether she did enough for all she ever wanted to do was to raise her kids, spend time with them, and be happy with them. She wanted to do everything she could in the wishes of her late, of her husband that passed away, as well as for her kid's sake, because she's a mother. What mother doesn't want to be there for her kid? Like, there's no such thing. But here's the thing that I want to know. This is a random question too. Did the mother, Hana, and the father... Did we even get the father's name? I don't remember. But yeah, oh, shit, my eyes are itchy, dude. Like, dead ass. Like, that got me really good in the feels. But, oh, man. I was gonna ask, do we even know what the father's name is? And if they even got married? It feels like they just had kids. And that's it. Clearly they were in a relationship. Clearly they lived together. But I'm not even sure if they got married. I don't even remember it. But still. It was overall a wonderful movie. Everything about it. The hardships of dealing with... Like I said, you had the happy moments with raising kids, while at the same time the most toughest thing in a parent's life. Knowing when to let go of your kid. I'm sure to anyone that's a parent out there, for you it's like letting go of your kid is probably going to be like the worst day of your life. It's going to be the toughest day in your life, but at the same time your worst day, because afterwards you have to accept the fact that they're no longer kids and they have to grow up. And I'm not even going to lie to you. Knowing that alone broke my heart. But when I saw that the two kids decided to go their own paths, one led the life of a human while the other left the life of a wolf, and then the mom was left alone again. But in the end, the mother proved that she was in fact not alone. To Yuki, she was alone, but to her, she was never alone. Her husband is here watching over her, as well as her son that still lives deep in the mountains, and every now and then she hears his voice, making her feel no longer alone. I still found it extremely sad that at the end of the day, her kids left, leaving her with no more kids to take care of. That must be extremely hard, living in that home by herself. I mean, granted, she has amazing neighbors. She has the old man that's possibly going to teach her, that's going to continue teaching her how to, make crops and whatnot. I wonder, like, obviously Yuki's case is pretty obvious. But how is she going to explain the case of Ami? Because Ami is gone. And no one even questions, like, hey, so, yeah, nice going for your daughter, but where's your son? Oh, he's a wolf living in the mountains. I hear him every now and then when he howls, letting me know that he's there. You're kidding, right? No. I knew there was a reason why there was no animals coming down taking your shit. You got wolves in the backyard. You crazy son of a... I'm joking. But yeah. It still was a very heartfelt movie because it really tried to show you, like, what it's like to raise kids, what it's like to deal with their problems, and what it's like knowing when to let them go. I still think it sucks that the kids never got... I feel like if the father was involved, I don't think it would be that much of a struggle for these kids to know how to deal with their wolf counterpart, as well as, just straight up having someone to guide them. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, Ame did not have a father figure in his life. That's why he sought out this wolf, calling him sensei. There was no father figure in his life, so all he had one to look up to was the sensei that he learned. The only other wolf that he could trust and learn from and would be willing to teach him things. His sensei died, and a new leader had to take over the place of the mountain. So he decided to take part in it and do it himself. It still sucks that he rejected his human counterpart. I get that he isn't really into the whole human society thing, especially how he was treated. I feel like, again, They really needed a father figure. They really needed the father. The kids had to learn the hard way on how to deal with their wolf problems. Look what happened to Yuki. She's just lucky that, forgot the kid's name, but the one that got his ear clawed, which I still say he deserved that shit for not leaving Yuki alone. She's just lucky he didn't rat her out. She was lucky, but still. He's the only one that knows her secret, so let's be 100% clear. She and this guy are clearly gonna be a thing. Because he's the only one that knows about her secret, and he's the only one that accepts her for who she is. Yeah. He is definitely gonna be the he's definitely boy. He is definitely gonna be the next. You know, she's. Do I have to say it? It's hard for me to say because I thought of these kids as my own. Okay, so kiss my ass. He's gonna have to, man. Be the love interest. I'm not gonna say the M word. But yeah, because of that. And I'm just saying, please do not have the next few set of kids live without their both parents. Because the father had a major role to play in this. And even though the mother did her best with what she was able to do with her kids, it would have been much easier if the father was involved. That way, Ame would probably handle his situation a lot more and not need to attack his sister. As well as possibly not leave. Let me ask you a question, guys. Question 1. If the father was still around, would Ame still choose the life of a wolf and lead the mountain? Like be the next leader for the tribe leader for the mountain? If the father was still around and involved, would Ame still have left? Let me know in the comment section below. And last but not least for the questions, question 2. What is your opinion of this guy? I keep forgetting his name, but basically the love interest for Yuki. Do you like him? Do you not like him? Do you accept him as the love interest? Me personally, fuck no. But you know what? The series is gonna do what it wants, so I can say no all I want to, but he's still gonna be the love interest. I hate to say it, but he is definitely the love interest, which I really wish he wasn't. But it is what it is. I still say it was his fault all this shit happened to Yuki. As for Ame, he is pretty much the obstacle that the mother had to deal with toward the end of this movie. Like, Ame isn't evil, and he isn't a bad person, wolf, or whatever. But Ame was the one that really needed to find this place. Funny, because Yuki, throughout most of her childhood, like, was the main focal point. Like, in the earlier years of these two kids, Yuki was the main focus. Toward the later years, when Ame started to become more aware and became a person of his own, we started to get more Ami focused. I guess the reason why that is because Yuki's focus early on was pretty typical and pretty easy. She was the one more accepting of her wolf side, and Ame wasn't with it. But as she became a part of school and a part of human society, she started to realize that her wolf side is unacceptable. It was clearly obvious that Yuki's character was pretty much finished after she started accepting her human side and made that her true person, her character. And from there on in, there's nothing really to tell for Yuki. Like, her character is pretty much done after she grew to accept what she wanted to be, and that's a human, and she lived with it. Ame, on the other hand, kinda was in a place of confusion. He was more influenced by the wolf side of things, but he still lingered to his human counterpart, while at the same time still keeping a main interest in the species of the wolves. But we go through a process, and literally Ame's development does not take off till he goes to school the first day, and he had that horrible welcome. He noticed that school wasn't for him because, one, I feel like, low-key, I feel like Ame does not like humans. Other than the people he grew up with and his mother, of course. But I don't think he's a whole fan of humans. In the end, he never really found a fondness toward humans. All he really cared about, at a young age, all he really cared about was his mother. As he grew older, all he really cared about was becoming a wolf, learning the ways of the wolf, while at the same time trying to become something other than human. Because, I don't know. I guess a bonus question. If it weren't for that horrible day at school when Ame got bullied, do you still feel like, guys, he still would have went with his wolf side, or would he accepted being human more? Let me know. I feel like Ame, I'm not sure, because his character toward the end, it was pretty forward and to the point of what he wanted to do and what he wants to be. But at the same time, it's like his future can go either way. He can honestly lead the life of his father, because I can definitely see Ame ending up just like his father. He's pretty much a wolf most of his younger years, and then as he gets much, much older, he grows to accept his human side, and then basically, the journey continues. He finds his own Hana just like his mother, and then things happen and the cycle repeats itself. But at the same time, he could also just straight up lead the life of a wolf and have nothing to do with humans. I feel like that's like the most likely scenario. But let me know what you guys think in regards to Ame, because I feel like out of all the characters, Ame was by far the most complicated character. Yuki's character was basically done the moment she became into the 4th grade. Like, once she became a 4th grader, her character was done. There's nothing more further to it than that, other than the obvious love interest that I still don't condone, by the way. I'm not with it. I don't care what people say, I'm not with it. But it is what it is. Other than that, the movie was great. I love every single thing about it. Definitely the best movie so far that I've reacted to the 1K special, and possibly top 3 or top 5 favorite movies. For those for the one or those, singular or plural, that mentioned this movie, thank you. I'm just mad I didn't see this movie earlier. This movie is gold. Top notch. Grade A movie. Definitely deserves every award or every kind of like spectacular film or whatever people say about this movie. It definitely deserves it, considering everything it's managed to do from beginning to end. I had a blast with this movie, everything about it, and can't wait for the next movie reaction. Alright then, guys, that's it for me. Don't forget to like, comment, sub if you haven't already. Really motivates me to put more content out there for you guys as my guildmates, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Or should I say in the next movie. Peace.